Hello, hope you've been happy, healthy, and safe. Today we are going to do another you versus them reading. Okay, so we will jump right in and clear the energies. Calling in your spirit guides, your angels, your beings of the highest and greatest power to give you messages for your highest and greatest good. Calling them in now. So I'm hearing it almost sounds like a sports announcer. I'm hearing, but I can't really make out what it is. The hockey standing out to me right now. Hockey, so could be significant for you. Maybe. Yeah, that's all they're giving me. Alright, so that's maybe just a sign for you. Okay, sweet. Alright, so let's get the crowning situation between the both of you. Okay, the person on your mind. Now, no, this does not have to be a romantic partner. It could be. It could be a business partnership, a family partnership, friend partnership, even an acquaintance. It's possible. Okay. So right now, crowning you both, the situation is the sacred temple. There's some. This card is giving me vibes of, it feels like there needs to be a change around temple representing both of you, your physical beings. There needs to be a change within your physical and spirit, meaning your perceptions, your beliefs, okay? There needs to be some sort of change here within two of you about your beliefs, okay? Let's dig more. Let's get your side, please. Okay, on your side, affecting you right now is people. So, affecting you is people. Okay, it says friends and colleagues. So there's something to do on your side involving people, how they're influencing you with their communications. Okay. Okay, on their side. On their side, it's intuition and manifestation, and they have also communication. Their communication is with spirit. Okay, so communication is definitely affecting the both of you in very different ways. Okay, your communication, it feels like you're relying more on people to get your communication, and they're relying more on spirit to get their communication. Okay, good. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's see. Let's use. Actually, let's use these ones. Okay, what more can you tell me about the information, communication they're getting from their friends, the people in their lives? Okay. That tells me nothing. I picked the wrong deck. Sorry about that. Let's use this deck instead. Okay, on your side, communication that you're getting from your friends and colleagues. They are bringing forward communications that are wanting you to end certain things, and it has to do with wisdom. It has to do with miracles. Okay, let's dig a little bit deeper on that. Okay, it almost, okay, so what had come up for me with the other deck of cards, the deck I picked wrong, was the wondrous universe, walk in beauty, and then you got the miracles with ancient wisdom, and now you got river of blessings. So there's people around you, I feel like, that are maybe more open to spirit, and they're giving you advice on this connection. Okay, they're prompting you or encouraging you to follow this connection, because to them, from what you've told them, it feels like this is like, I want to say otherworldly, this connection. It feels like it's insane to me. But it feels like, because this came in the reverse, it feels like there's an element within you that isn't recognizing the blessings of this connection. So you're in the process of awakening your spirituality, but it feels like you are not a spiritual person. You are intuitive. You may be religious, but there's an element here of you not truly believing, okay? But it feels like you are opening up to the idea of this. But you're not there yet, and spirit is kind of saying you need to release these constraints because they are holding you back. Okay, on their side, let's get some. On their side, we have the touching earth, planting something new, and guide, the illuminated path with the 21. And there's a wolf in here. Wolves to me are protective. They're loyal. They're hunters. It feels like this, whoever this is, they rely very much on their intuition to manifest what they want in their life. They're almost like a guide to you. They are loyal to you. They're starting to plant something new, a new idea within you, and based on this connection, how spiritual this connection actually is, and how it feels like you can't make sense of the connection. You're almost in disbelief about the connection. You're almost in disbelief about, like, maybe this person told you things, said things, and then later the things, happened or came true, and you're like, how is this possible? And there's a little bit of, it feels like there's a little bit of intrigue from you, because you're like, wow, this is amazing. Like, how is this even possible? And it almost feels like people were trying to tell you this for a long time. That maybe this other person was that way, and you were like, that's not possible, right? And now it's like you've experienced for yourself certain things, maybe that this person said or did or whatever, and now you're going back with your friends and your colleagues, and they're telling you stories, like unbelievable stories of this person and what they've done, and you're like, you can't rationalize it. There's an element here of you not being able to rationalize it, but you are open to, you're open to it, because you're like, wow, this is like amazing. How does this person do this? And it's opening you up to following your intuition. Okay? Because they're so amazing at what they do that it's like intriguing you now. You're like, wow. Advice from Spirit. Advice from Spirit is you need to be your own knight. You need to cut the cords from certain people and situations that aren't serving you, okay? I feel like you'll be able to better reach this temple within yourself and with this other person by cutting off, making your own decisions. Yeah, listen to other people, but I feel like there might be some people that are, even though there's some people saying, yeah, this is true, there's other people that are like, that's a bunch of bull crap, right? And so you're conflicted here. I feel like you're conflicted. And so what Spirit is saying is you need to cut off and make your own decisions. You yourself are intuitive. I think everybody to a certain degree is intuitive. I haven't met very many people in my life that aren't intuitive to some degree. By the simple things that they say. Well, I knew I shouldn't have did that. You knew, but you did it anyway. Why? Because your ego, because somebody was depending on you, time restraint, or whatever the case may be, right? It feels like in this instance, you know what's right deep down. But your logical mind, certain people are trying to talk you out of it. Okay, on their side, you never needed those wings to fly. So their advice is to just keep going, keep flying, just be more open to expressing themselves, be more open to their intuitive abilities, just not, I feel there's an element there of maybe hiding the intuitive feelings, the intuitive gifts, because of what others might think or how they might view them. Okay. Yeah. What else? Spirit. What else? Yeah. You have the castle card for you. It's time for healing, not war. Um, Communication. You need to. There's an element here coming across. Of your perception of this person. You feel, you're like, okay, if this is true and this person is the way they are, then they should be able to stop everything bad from happening. However, no, that's not how stuff works. They might be able to get glimpses, they might be able to get nudges or downloads of something that might happen in the future or whatever. They might be able to go wherever that is and maybe influence the decisions of who it's supposed to happen to. But there's a universal law, there's a universal thing. Everybody has free will, so they can't outright stop things from happening. The only thing they can do is they can influence the choice that somebody else might make so that they make a different choice. So this person feels very proactive. They feel like they're always like sensing stuff and trying to help deflect it or change the outcome of it. But they can, and they have actually stopped things from happening. But they've learned that when they do that, it just happens again later. If something was meant to happen, like if someone is supposed to learn a certain lesson and something is supposed to happen, it's gonna happen. So it doesn't matter, even if they try to influence the choice, even if they try to be there, it's still sometimes gonna happen because it was meant to happen. Now often, yeah, there's nothing really other than influencing the choice of free will to make people, influence people to make better choices. They can't stop things from happening. They can, but that comes with, it'll still happen later. It's just, they just deferred it from happening in this moment right now. Do you see? So it still happens. And they've learned that. They've learned that even if they can stop it right now, it's going to happen again later. Okay, for them, they need to own their bitch fire. They need to stand up for themselves, make a decision to stand up for themselves. I feel like that will be take their power back and stand up for themselves, because I feel like they do it, but not 100% of the time, and I think they need to master that skill, because I feel like maybe they take more defensive approach to standing up for themselves, and that's not really standing up for yourself. And they recognize that. They are recognizing that now. And they're in the process of healing that and creating new beginnings with the 6 and the 1, okay? Alright, let's get some feelings, what you're feeling in this connection, and what they're feeling in this connection. Okay, you're in your ego. You let your pride get in the way of the connection. They are things didn't go the way they planned. Okay, they planned for things to go much better than they actually did, and so now they're like kind of shocked because for this person, they're very intuitive and things usually don't surprise them. But this did. Okay. You are broken. You feel shattered about the situation. Okay, so you feel like maybe there's, now that you have more of an understanding of the situation, you feel like kind of bad that maybe you made the decisions that you made. However, I'm going to say this. What is meant for you will never pass you by. There's lessons, certain lessons that everybody needs to learn. So every situation, every choice made, there's always a lesson in it. So even when people have free will, you influence a choice that somebody is supposed to make and they make a different one. They're still learning. So by doing whatever you did in this situation, whatever choice you made in this situation, it still brought about healing for this person. Maybe in an actual profound way, like, because they weren't always surprised, this was, I think, a jolt that they needed to advance on their healing path. So you've actually, by doing them a misfortune, you've actually given them more of a fortune, like a more of an advantage. So by disadvantaging them, you've advantaged them. So they're in the process of not chasing. They don't want to chase anymore. So with the dragonfly 2 coming through, so they're transforming into, they're not chasing certain experiences, they're not chasing people, they're not chasing things. They've transformed and they are owning more of their freedom. Okay, they've realized if it's not meant for them, they're not chasing it. There's no point in chasing it because they're not going to get it anyway. Okay, so that's kind of where they're at. Okay, let's get some surrender cards and then we'll get advice from spirit and then we'll leave it there. Okay, I'm not going to take that because that wasn't a right shuffle. That was a terrible shuffle. Okay, here, we'll shuffle. If it comes out again, and it just may have. I don't know if it did. So you're needing to surrender. to surrender the need to be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right by yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. So there's an element here of you always needing to be right because you are in your ego self. But you have to surrender that. People don't like people who are always, you're always right. Okay? And then for them, they need to surrender to their soul's path. Their life journey or your life journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. And I feel like they actually do this. So, but I feel like it's something they need to surrender a bit more. Okay, and then let's see what else do we have. For the both of you, you need to surrender obsessive thinking. So this is for both of you. Okay, if you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. So, and that's all over this reading, right? Their temple, everything. Doing so will help you bring clarity or even solve the problem. So instead of overthinking this situation, ask the universe, say, hey, what do I need to do within this situation? And then leave it. Don't even think about it anymore. And you might be doing the dishes, you might be working on your computer, and bang, all of a sudden, the answer pops in your head. Okay? If this is a situation where maybe you overthink, well, should I reach out to this person? And then your ego's like, no, don't do it. But you're like, oh, I really should do it. Just do it. Just follow your intuitive nudges, because that's what that is. If something's prompting you to do it, that's your intuition. Your intuition prompts you to do it. Your intuition is that internal nudge, like that bugs you to do it, but you don't really know where it's coming from. That's intuition. Your mind, however, is the one that's like, no, don't do it. This will happen and that'll happen and yada 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 will happen, and you know, that's your ego mind just trying to talk you out of your intuition. So it's up to you. You have free will, just like spirit lets you have. So you can do whatever you want, really. But spirit is giving you this advice in hopes that you take it. Okay. Alright. Now, what does the universe want to say to you? Ambush fear with your ferocious dream. It's pretty much what I just said, right? It's your ego's fear. It's the one that'll talk you out of your possible dream. And then you have change and new beginnings. And you have an elephant, which is very lucky. So ambush fear with your ferocious dream. Okay. So those are your messages. Hope you stay happy, healthy, and safe. Take care. So many blessings. Love you. Goodbye.